Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I know I was sick with COVID for a few days. That's why there wasn't any videos, but I'm back now, and we have this prediction. So we have President or former President Donald Trump up against Dean Phillips. He has recently announced he is running for president in the Democratic primary. It's quite unlikely that he becomes the nominee. It's a very, very low chance, and I highly doubt it. But Dean Phillips, he's pretty much a generic Democrat up against former President Trump. So let's just get right into this prediction as we fill in the safe states. So if you aren't subscribed already, I'd highly recommend doing so. We just hit 800 subscribers. We're getting closer and closer to hitting that milestone of 1,000 subs. I really think it's possible to hit it before 2023 is over, and I really do hope we do hit it. But again, let's just keep filling in these seats. Okay, I think we got all the safe ones done. So let's get into it. He's a generic Democrat. He's going to perform just as well as any other one would do in Colorado, so he would win it by safety margin. Virginia and New Mexico, that are traditionally Democratic states, I think he'll do just about the same amount as any other Democrat would, probably likely margins in both. In Iowa, again, even with a generic Democrat and with Trump, you would still do well with populist voters, and you'd probably still win Iowa by a safe Republican margin against a generic Democrat and Dean Phillips. Also, let's see here. He would do well in Minnesota. He represents one of Minnesota's congressional districts. I see him doing quite well here, winning by a likely margin. And Nebraska second, he would do about the same as Biden would, probably winning it by a likely margin. In Maine at large, he would probably win it by a safe margin. Again, Maine's just trending Democratic. I could see him winning it by over 10 points. Maine second, I think it'd just be likely Republican. Most generic Democrats don't do the best in Maine second, which is a very rural district and one that is pretty Republican leaning as it just starts off with. Alaska, I could see Dean Phillips being good enough to drag it down to likely. Again, most Democrats would probably be able to make this a likely state just because the trends here are just shifting more and more left in Alaska slowly over time. See Trump winning here by 9. Florida, again, this is a pretty solid Trump state. It's his home state, and Republicans are just doing way better with the party registration numbers every month. They're just gaining more and more new Republican Party members. That the shift is going to keep shifting Republican over time. Ohio, I just see it being just shy of a safe state at this point. Trump probably wins it by about 9 points against Dean Phillips, maybe 8. 8.5, I'll put it at that. Texas. Honestly, Dean Phillips is a pretty much unknown candidate, so whether he could really boost up minority turnout has yet to be seen. But I think I'd just put it as a lean Republican state. Trump probably wins here by 4.5%, nearly a likely margin at this point. North Carolina as well. I think Trump would probably win it by about 1.5% against Phillips. Let's see. Now we're getting to the real swing states here, but New Hampshire, again, generic Democrat, will probably be able to win New Hampshire by a likely margin. Nevada and Arizona, I think Dean Phillips will be able to hold at least both of these states against Donald Trump. He is pretty unpopular with independents here. Phillips doesn't have that toxic baggage among them. Georgia, on the other hand, again, Republicans are doing a bit better in this state in the polls. Even against a generic Democrat, I think Trump would be able to narrowly win the state by a tilt margin or so. And these next 3 states. I think Michigan would probably go to Dean Phillips. I could see him probably doing a bit better than Biden because Biden has the age issue, which Dean Phillips clearly doesn't have. He's a lot younger of a candidate, and Trump's much older, so he'll be able to put the age issue on Donald Trump's turf this time around, maybe helping him do better with more independent voters in this state. Pennsylvania as well. Again, every Trump candidate in 2022 in Pennsylvania lost, and Trump just typically has pretty bad favorables in this state overall. So I just don't see it happening for Donald Trump. And even in Wisconsin, even with a generic Democrat from the Rust Belt, I think they'll still be able to win by a narrow tilt margin in Wisconsin. So Phillips pretty much outperforms Biden just because of doing better with independent voters. He's a new fresh face for them. And he doesn't have the age issue that Biden has. So that'll definitely help him in an election. So it's pretty much a generic Democratic victory against Donald Trump. Trump only flips Georgia. Phillips probably wins a popular vote by 3.5%. That's what I put it at. But other than that, thank you so much for watching the video. And if you have any recommendations for any video ideas in the future, comment them down below. And if you aren't subscribed already, I would highly recommend doing so. Alrighty, I'll see y'all in the next one.